Welcome back to In the Moment.
We're back.
Yeah, this is a somber episode. This is mine and Bryant's last episode as a duo. Next week, we introduce Joseph as our third host.
Yep.
And then we'll slowly ease Bryant out and ease Joseph in. And that's kind of sad, but kind of exciting at the same time.
Yeah, it's both. It's both. And it's not like I'm just like being kicked off or just leaving. It's like I've got other things I have to do with my life.
Yeah, he's pursuing he's pursuing his dream.
Yeah.
And we respect him for that. And so, yeah.
That's the hope. My dream is that this can also go somewhere too.
Yeah, no.
And that,
hey, if we get real famous though, you're gonna come back, right?
Sure. No. If you guys want me, you guys probably don't want me though. No. If you guys get famous, then like I wasn't a part of that.
No, this is our baby, and this will always be our baby. We made this baby.
I feel like honestly, we've been doing it wrong the whole time. I like having 3 hosts. That was really good. I think the next 2 episodes are gonna be lit because that, and
that last episode was pretty fantastic.
Possibly the best yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited for where this is going. I'm excited for where it's been. We had all throwback to story time when, what was it? They discovered a new planet where it rained kittens.
I don't know.
Remember, that was your story. They like went to a new planet or something.
My story was Jennifer Aniston.
No, you had multiple ones, remember?
Yeah, but the other one wasn't great.
Yeah, the other one was really
Planet
bad.
Morbid or something.
Yeah, something like that. And then I had one where there was a space battle, but that one was crap. And then I also had one about rhino hunters.
Yeah. Quick suggestion.
That one was bad. Story time was.
Quick suggestion. Don't we have like an outtakes pile of things that we've cut?
You know, we started to have that, and then we didn't.
We didn't finish it.
We never came back to it because we haven't cut a lot because we really hit our stride.
I was just wondering. I would love to hear that, but we have hit our stride and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's move into song of the week. It's my week, right? Yes, it's mine.
Yes.
Joseph did last week. I have a great song. It's a newer song by someone that you probably all know and love. His name is Ben Rector.
Yep.
The song is called Love Like This.
Okay.
And it's pretty wonderful.
Be careful. No,
it's pretty wonderful.
Good deal.
So
You're pulling that up right now?
Yeah, it's off his album Magic.
Is that the one where he's like floating in the air holding the keyboard?
Yes, this is his newest album.
Yeah, and there's like light behind him. I like that one.
The aesthetic of it.
Yeah. Also, isn't Drive or Dive? One of those two is on that album. Or is it Divide? I don't know.
Drive.
Yeah, I like that one.
Anyway,
that one's a good one.
This is Love Like This by Ben Rector. All right.
That's really pretty.
It's got a really pretty tune to it. We listened to it earlier, didn't we?
We did, actually, yeah.
And it's just really cool. It's never known a love like this. It's really cool. You could turn it into a worship song if you wanted to.
True. You know, that's the story with that's the same with a lot of love songs. You could turn them into worship songs, you know.
And vice versa too.
Yeah, so true.
That's the beauty of worship songs in my sense are
they are sort of like a love song.
Sort of love songs.
Sort of.
There's one really beautiful song I might but anyway, it's a song by 10th Avenue North called My Beloved.
Oh, yeah.
And it's written about it's Christ's it's written in Christ's point of view, and it's a song written to us as his bridegroom.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's really cool. It's a wedding song. The guy Mike Donahue wrote it as a wedding song for his sister's wedding. He plays it at weddings and stuff, but it's written in Christ's point of view to us. It's a message to us.
That's
his
cool.
Bridegroom. It's really cool. But anyway,
that's really cool right there.
Yeah. So Love Like This by Ben Rector.
Okay,
fantastic.
That's our song of the week.
All right.
So new segment.
Yes, we've mentioned a new segment. What were we gonna call it? Hysterectomy, right?
No.
Anyway, no. What was it called?
Broken History.
Broken History.
Yep.
I wrote brief history on my.
Or you know what we could call it?
History.
We could call it Fat Not Flat, where we disprove things.
So broken history it is.
Broken history.
And this is a little taste of how it's going to go. Bryant, you ever heard of Coachella?
I mean, yeah. Who hasn't heard of Coachella?
It's Coachella season, man. It's Chella season, dog.
Yeah, it is. So,
you got
like,
your tickets yet?
No, I do not.
No, I don't either because they're
I'm broke.
expensive.
I'm broke, but I was actually there when it first started.
No way.
Yeah.
Can you explain that? How that happened?
So there was a bunch of people, and we were, I forget where we were at the time. I want to say Nashville, but I could be wrong. And
I'll do a fact check at the end, but I know where it's in California.
Well, yeah, no. But I'm telling you the history, not like.
Yeah, okay.
There was a bunch of people, and obviously I'm too young to like be around when it started. This was my uncle, and he's like, he started it. He was like a part of it, and so he's told me all about it, and it's fantastic. So apparently, there was these people, and they were sitting around in a bar in downtown Nashville, and they were like, you know what we should do? We should, like, they've got all these, like Woodstock. Oh, man, that was a time, but like it was crazy. But it was a fun time, but it was a crazy time. So we should have like another thing like that, only not as crazy and not as like insane.
Yeah, who was it that played the first Coachella? Did you?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Well, actually,
you do.
No,
know,
I do.
You?
I do. I do remember. No, yeah, I do remember. It was actually David Diggs. He performed at the first Coachella. They were like, you know what we got to get? We got to get some good folk musician, and they were like, who can we find? And they were like David Diggs, and he performed with Lin-Manuel Miranda, and they performed their Hamilton. That's why it's such a big deal.
Yeah, Hamilton was around the first Coachella.
Yeah, duh. Okay. I mean, that's where the brainchild came, and then they were like, well, we've got to get it on Broadway. But I'm telling my story.
Yeah.
My uncle and some buddies of his were sitting around in Nashville, and
your uncle helped start Coachella.
Yeah,
okay.
And so they were sitting around in Nashville, and they were like,
what's his name?
Dang it. I just
Brian
dropped
Bogus?
my phone.
Is
that's
name
actually
Brian?
Yeah, that's actually his name.
Oh.
Like legitimately.
Okay.
It's Brian. It gets confusing when I'm at his house. I'll be
Brian,
like,
yeah,
because they're like, okay, so
we're all from Mississippi. We all talk fast.
Anyway, my family's not a yelling family,
Yeah.
or not like we don't shout across the house to each other, but my uncles, like my cousins, are very much that way. So whenever we go to their house, they'll be like, Brian, da da da, and I'm like, was that me or Uncle Brian? I'm really confused. But they were sitting around my Uncle Brian in Nashville, and they were like, we should start Woodstock, but not Woodstock.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, who can we get? And Lin-Manuel Miranda and David Diggs were like on the up and up, and they were like, we should get those
what
guys.
Year was this?
This was back in 2019, and
you mean 2009?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
2009.
That's what I thought you meant.
I've got 2019 on the brain, and I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting year, but this is back in 2009. I'm not sure why I said 2019.
Yeah.
And so they were like, we got to get David Diggs and Lin-Manuel Miranda. And so they started looking around for a place in Nashville, and they couldn't find anywhere in Nashville to host it. Because, Nashville is the home of Broadway. And it's the home of theater and performing arts and musicals. Absolutely. And so they were like, they couldn't find anywhere. So then they went out to California, which is, a lot of people think of California as like all the smart people. And but that's actually not correct. California is actually just like, it's like all the it's like where people go to vacation, and so like no one lives in California unless they except during the summer months, right?
Yeah.
It's like completely full of
that's
like
true.
old people that just move down for the summer or the winter
old,
to get
rich
away
white
from
people,
the
right?
Not necessarily. Anyone who's rich really and can afford it, they go down there, and they have that race, Daytona or whatever.
Yeah.
And
in California?
Yeah, they've got that down there.
Okay.
And so they were like, well, a bunch of people are going to be down there for the race in Daytona, and space is cheap in California, so let's rent a place out there. And so they started looking into it, and they found a place in Northern California, and they were like, this is perfect. So they rented the place in Northern California, and David Diggs and Lin-Manuel Miranda came out and they performed "Shiny" from the movie Moana.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
yeah, and it wasn't a movie at that time yet. This was the prototype.
2009.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they performed that, and they performed pretty much the entirety of Hamilton by themselves. It was really incredible. Like, each of them was 5 different characters.
Oh.
And it was really good. And then at the end, they just, they ended it all off with that grand slam, the grand slam of the song "Brother" by Codaline, and it was just incredible, and everyone went wild.
Were there any more people that performed, or was it just
No, it was just those 2 people. And so that was the first year, right? And people were like, "Oh yeah, this is incredible, this is great." So then they were they got more people later,
and then it just became big, a phenomenon.
Yeah, well, totally. It became, I would say, bigger than the moon.
Okay. So is that your history lesson?
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know what Coachella is, that's Coachella. Coachella is a music festival started by my uncle and some of his friends in California, where land is cheap and people don't live there. Okay. And they did it around the same time of Daytona, so that a lot of the people that would be in California for the Daytona 500 could also go to Coachella and listen to Lin-Manuel Miranda and David Diggs perform. And they had Codaline come out on stage at the end to perform their song.
Right. Okay, so I've got some fact checks for you.
Yeah.
Daytona's not in California.
Really? Whoa. No way.
It's actually in Florida.
Wait, what?
Yeah. People actually live in California. That's their residence.
Oh, I thought it was all just like... No one lived in California.
No, there are a lot of people that live in California.
I'm sorry, I can't play dumb for too long.
I'm going to try something right here. Since we don't have our sound tech, I'm going to see if our new sound tech knows
our new sound
the history of Coachella. Yeah. Alexa, what's the history of Coachella?
Here's what I found on Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival's Wikipedia page.
Okay, Alexa,
5th,
you're wrong. I know how the story went.
You just shut her up.
Look, I'm not going to let Alexa tell some story that I know, okay?
Can you let her finish?
Fine.
Alexa, what's the history of Coachella?
Don't listen to her.
Here's what I found on Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival's Wikipedia page.
She's
on
wrong.
November 5th, 1993, Pearl Jam performed for almost 25,000 fans at the Empire Polo Club in Indio, California.
That is incorrect.
The site was selected because the band refused to play in Los Angeles as a result of a dispute with Ticketmaster over service charges applied to ticket purchases.
Well, there you have it. Pearl Jam.
That's
93.
Incorrect. I would like that to go on the record as incorrect.
Another fact is it only took place 3 months after Woodstock 99.
That is correct. That is correct.
At Indio's Empire Polo Club. Don't know where that is, but...
It's in Northern California, right next to the Daytona Speedway.
Yeah, okay. Well, so yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda did not perform at the first Coachella.
Yes, he did.
So there you have it, folks. There's your broken history.
What do you mean broken?
It was wrong.
Oh. Wrong. We built a wall around you and smarts. Yeah, no, I obviously was mistaken.
All right.
I would like to take this time to apologize sincerely to all our fans.
We forgive you.
Who had to sit through that.
We forgive you. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. It's a work in progress.
It is. I feel like it would be better if it wasn't like something like that. If it was like the paperclip.
I just wanted to... Coachella's coming up this month.
Yeah.
I wanted to... Actually, right now, Coachella's going on. So.
Is it really?
Well, at the time of this recording, no. But when this recording is released, yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's that. We've been teasing something all this time.
We have.
Almost every episode we've teased.
Not every episode, but most of them.
We've teased a Fortnite story.
And you might have missed it, so you should go back and listen to all of them again for the tease. It was kind of like an Easter egg that we threw in there. So you should definitely go back and listen to them again. But
this is kind of what made Matt and Bryant's friendship so amazing. And this is kind of the start of the
podcast.
because we told the story. We're like, wow, that's pretty good. Start a podcast.
Maybe we should do this.
And with this being
with
our
microphones,
with this being our last podcast,
just the two of us,
duo, we're gonna tell the Fortnite story.
We are
once and for all.
We are.
All
right. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
A long time ago.
3 years ago.
Yep. In a place called California.
No, it was
where the Daytona 500 is.
In the middle of Mississippi, actually.
Oh wait, are we not?
This is we're telling the truth.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yes,
not the whole truth.
Yeah, not the whole truth. We're not gonna like give out our bank account information.
Right, okay.
But like the rest of it is supposedly true.
We worked at I worked at
a long time ago.
Yeah, we met
3 years.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
In a place not so far away from here, where we're at right now, about 20 minutes away.
Camp. We've mentioned it a lot.
We worked at a camp. We were sitting there one day, we were bored, and we were talking. We were like, man, I love the Hunger Games.
I mean, I didn't love the Hunger Games that much, but I did like the
Minecraft, right?
I loved Minecraft.
Yes.
And I loved the silliness of Minecraft. Like, if you name an animal Dinnerbone, it flips itself upside down.
And I was like, bro,
that's hilarious.
I was like, bro, what are you talking about? And I was like, what if there was a Hunger Games video game? And he was like,
well, there is.
It's called Minecraft. And I was like, no, I mean like a
Minecraft
legit,
Hunger Games.
like a legit
the
game.
Original Battle Royale.
Like a legit game that people would play. A battle royale, a fight to the death. And he was like, man, I don't know. So,
because Minecraft Hunger Games is already a legit fight to the death.
Yeah, but then we wanted to make it like non-Minecraft graphics. We wanted good graphics.
Yeah, I did agree. The Minecraft graphics kind of
and so
stink.
So we set out to we started giving my uncle. He does coding, and so we started giving my uncle some ideas of what we wanted, and he did all the coding for us.
Mm-hmm.
And he come out with this video game, and it was a wonderful video game. It was really cool. We wanted to call it PUBG.
Yep. But that was already taken.
No. Okay, it was. But anyway, and it was.
Sorry.
And this game was already. PUBG was already taken, and also the similar. It was too similar to PUBG. So we were like, we need to goof it up a little bit. Make it funny. I like dance moves and stupid stuff and big toy guns.
Yeah, and like who
that.
doesn't want to run around and kill people with a unicorn horn sticking off both ends of a broom handle?
And raise your hand if you've ever wanted to jump out of a flying bus. My hand is raised.
My hand is not raised because I know that A, if I'm in a flying bus, something has gone horribly wrong. And B, I definitely am not going to jump out of said flying bus.
But anyway, so yeah, we goofed it up a little bit, made it silly.
Yep.
And we tried to sell it. We didn't have a name for it though, because our name that we wanted was already taken.
Yep, it was.
And how long was it that we spent?
It was about a week and 5 days.
Yes, it was almost 2 weeks.
Yeah,
we tried to sell this thing, and people were like, "Get a name, come back to us. It needs a name. It needs something." And we're like, "It has taken nearly a fortnight to sell this game."
And then Brennan, literally, we were sitting at a table.
Just like we're sitting at now.
And we were just like, this is
ridiculous, man.
It's ridiculous. And he said what he just said a second ago.
And Bryant.
And I was like wait a minute.
It was like a light bulb. He's like, Fortnite.
A fortnight. It took us a fortnight to name it.
We have to spell it wrong.
Yeah.
We have to.
Because if we just say Fortnite.
Because I'm pretty sure Fortnite is copyrighted, and the way we spelled it wasn't.
Right, and also if you just say Fortnite, then people are gonna be like 2 weeks. What the heck? But if you change it a little bit, then people
no
don't.
one's gonna notice.
But it's a cool sounding word. So we were like, guys.
So,
I was like, Brennan, that's genius. So we wrote it down. And published one of our game packages.
Yeah.
With under that name, and went and tried to sell it again.
And a day later, a publishing company by the name of Epic Games contacted us. Decided to buy the game for $4 million.
They did, which I thought was a little ridiculous at first, but I was like, I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, no, I wanted the money.
Yeah.
So we sold the game to Epic Games
For $4 million.
for $4 million.
That was a big career decision right there.
I used all that money to start a podcast.
Yep. No, obviously not. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been sharing a mic the whole time. But no, I gave like pretty much all the money away because I was like,
I gave it to charity.
I
You're a
was
good
like,
dude.
I wanted to create that game to have something fun and to have something that was created and created. It's about the fun of playing it. It's not about the money. So I gave a lot of it away, and I did buy myself some nice recording equipment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave it most of it away, and because life isn't about what you have, it's about the experiences you make while getting it.
So yeah, that's our Fortnite story.
Or is it?
No, it definitely is.
Dun,
And
dun.
it's totally fake. And this is the story that we told all summer to kids, and they believed us. And
they really did,
they
except for that
actually
one kid.
believed
He was like,
yeah,
"You
he fact checked
didn't
us. He
make
was like, Epic Games created it in 2008, and we're like, oh.
but we were actually correct. That kid didn't know what he was talking about.
All right. So now here's the serious part.
The Fortnite story. So once upon a time,
Shush.
Brennan and I did not play Fortnite.
I've never played Fortnite.
I've played it twice. I've played it once at like a get together with some friends.
So yeah.
Because we were bored. And then the second time I was in Best Buy. And you know how they have display computers?
Yeah.
Well, lo and behold, one of the display computers had Fortnite pulled up. Some kid had pulled up Fortnite and logged into his account and was playing it in Best Buy. But when me and one of my friends, who's actually at Mississippi State right now,
Yeah.
when we walked into Best Buy, the kid was gone, but he hadn't closed down his Fortnite. So we walked in and we saw it in Best Buy, and we were like,
Great.
let's play some Fortnite. So I was the mouse, so I was in charge of looking and like shooting and picking stuff, and he was the keyboard, so he was in charge of movement, and we played, and we actually got second place. It was incredible. Not because we were good, but because we were so bad no one killed us until the end.
There you go.
We were just wandering around the map, which was pretty great.
So yeah, that's the Fortnite story that we've been so generously teasing.
Yep.
Bryant has a few things he wants to say. This is going to be Bryant's final goodbye.
Do I?
Are you ready?
Do I have anything I want to say?
He wants to give his thanks to people. You've got a few things to say.
I do have a few things to say. Alright, guys. It's been... that's not loud enough. There we go. It's been a fun ride. It was incredible sharing all these past moments with you. And always looking forward to future ones. And I really enjoyed all of you guys giving us the feedback and all the fun moments that were awful in the podcasts and all the bloopers and the cuts. And I wish Mary Barbara was here.
You're fired.
But she's not. And
Hey, if you could wrap this up, we're about to run out of
all
music.
oh, okay. Yep. Anyway, bye.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
No, but for real, it was fun. It's been an amazing, long, fun, interesting ride with you guys. I enjoyed it. And yeah.
All right. I think our time is up.
Thanks for joining us in this moment.
We hope to see you next week.
And thanks for letting me join you in all these past moments.